So Trump and Elon Musk are getting a lot of pushback from this Doge thing. They are pulling out money. They're basically stopping payments that are funding the deep state, and they don't like it. That's why they've got the foot soldiers, the Democrat Party, and the libtard zombie terrorists out there destroying Teslas and Tesla dealerships and doing all kinds of weird stuff. I even saw a video where a guy was, I can't believe it, digging in his pants and then putting his hand on the Tesla chargers. So disgusting. These people are that insane. I hate to have to tell you that, but but that is what they're doing. They're doing things, stupid things. They're going to get 20 years in jail for cocktails and for keying cars. So their money line is being cut. The politicians, that's how they get paid, is through this USAID and other stuff too. So now Elon and them are looking at the Pentagon, and this is where the CIA makes a lot of its money, and a lot of other military and other guys make all their money, is this black hole that the Pentagon is. And in order to, we've got a $2 trillion deficit. We spend more than we're making. And in order to make sure that the company doesn't go under during the Great Reset that the deep staters are trying to pull, they are trying to stop. Elon Musk and President Trump are starting to dig into USAID and the Pentagon, and we know that's where a lot of politicians and a lot of NGOs get paid. We see all these judges starting to pop up saying that Trump's things that he's doing is unconstitutional, but then we find out that their wives own NGOs that are getting paid by USAID. So USAID is bilking the American taxpayer to get them to pay the politicians their kickbacks. Soros gets the money. He gives it to the NGOs in other countries. It's just a big slush fund. They steal the money. Soros is attempting to destroy America, and he's not even using his own money to do it. Trump knows this. Elon Musk knows this. In order to have fiscal responsibility, there has to be lots of cuts being made, and a lot of it is just ridiculous stuff. So what we're finding out now is Elon Musk is going over to the Pentagon, but now we're finding out that the CIA doesn't like this. This is where they get a lot of their money. A lot of people get billions, trillions of dollars in the black hole that is the Pentagon. So what has happened now is they have put out a story in the New York Times talking about how they're going to show Elon Musk the secret war plans for China, which is a lie, not even a rumor, it's a lie. The reason why they're doing this is they're trying to get people all worked up because they don't want cuts from their money that they're making and that they're stealing from the government. So we're going to see, I've been sent this video, we're going to see what RJ Talks has to say. He's awesome. Go check him out, by the way. Go and subscribe, please. Subscribe here as well. What we're going to find out is that the hit pieces are being put out on these major newspapers, especially for the New York Times. One of the contributors to this article is Maggie Haberman. Maggie Haberman is a foreign agent. She is getting money from foreign sources that is getting put into trust funds and offshore accounts, and that is why she's writing this stuff. I've been told what this is. I haven't seen it yet. It's a New York Times article that is trying to get ahead of a story, to put their own spin on a story and try to stop and create public outrage against people and Elon Musk from taking this money. But it's the CIA and other bad players, deep state players, that are getting this money. So they're using their agents like Maggie Haberman to write these pieces. And let's, without further ado, let's go check out and see what RJ Talks has to say about this. He will show more about this.
The U.S. federal government generated $4.9 trillion in revenues last year, but we spent $6.8 trillion. We collected $4.9, we spent $6.8. How does that make any sense? It's almost a $2 trillion annual deficit. We're spending more than we make. Why? That's the question President Trump and Elon have been asking. That's the point of Doge, to find the waste, fraud, and abuse and rip it out, remove the bloat that's inside our federal government. Trump's promised $1 to $2 trillion is going to be cut by Doge. But the last official update from Doge last week on March 15th reported only 115 billion so far in savings. That's 1/20th of the total goal. It's a drop in the bucket. They know the only way to get this done is to go after the Pentagon and the biopharma medical industries. That's where the bulk of the spending happens. Massive waste, fraud, and abuse happen at the DoD. It's the reason the Pentagon fails every single audit they've ever had, because hundreds of billions are siphoned off each year into these black projects protected by SAP and USAP clearances. These projects, they fall under what's known as Title 10 authority, meaning only a handful of people in the entire federal government have statutory authority to even see them, to even know they exist. Well, Hegseth is one of them. Elon Musk is not. So today's meeting apparently was to look into where all that money's going, get on the same page with how to tackle it. Digging around the Pentagon's never a good idea. It's not a safe job description, and we saw that play out in real time. Establishment Washington up in arms after learning about this. Over the last 24 hours, hit piece after hit piece started falling, all starting with this New York Times report, this fake story yesterday, trying to get ahead of this meeting, headlined, Musk set to get access to top secret U.S. plan for potential war with China, saying Musk will be given access to some of the nation's most closely guarded military secrets. The story sourced by 5 anonymous Pentagon officials.
Breaking news this hour, with the New York Times now reporting that Elon Musk is about to potentially get access to some of the nation's most closely guarded military secrets. According to what the Times just reported a few moments ago and published on their website, the Pentagon is scheduled on Friday to brief Elon Musk on the U.S. military's plan for any war that might break out with China. After the Times published this article just a few moments ago, Sean Parnell, the chief Defense Department spokesperson, provided this statement, and I'm quoting him now. He says the Defense Department is excited to welcome Elon Musk to the Pentagon on Friday. He was invited by Secretary Hegseth and is just visiting.
Watch Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell respond to this. Now, Sean Parnell's Hegseth's friend. Watch him come out and eviscerate the New York Times over this, confirming the story is 100% fake, saying China war plans have nothing to do with this meeting. Watch.
Yeah, on the record, that is completely fake. And let me show you, this started with this New York Times headline, and they've since changed it, but Musk set to get access to top secret U.S. plan for potential war with China. This is egregious. This is fake. The New York Times should retract this story, 5 anonymous sources. I've been on bilat calls with the secretary. I see how hard he's working to implement the president's agenda and pursue peace through strength. This type of garbage from the New York Times undermines that process and undermines our mission. It shouldn't happen at all. Elon Musk is just coming over here for a visit. Again, he's an innovator. This is a guy that shot a rocket at thousands of miles an hour that's thousands of pounds. And as it landed back on the Earth, it was grabbed out of midair by a giant robot arm. Yeah. We want a guy like Elon Musk in the Defense Department to help us come up with creative solutions to the problems that we face in the day. But this article is ridiculous. It's fake, and I can confirm that on the record.
Then, of course, liberal media networks like CNN talking about it all day yesterday and this morning, even after knowing it was a fake story, resorting to complete fabrications about Elon Musk, all to stop him from going after the Pentagon's budget. That's how seriously they take this. Watch this person on CNN accuse Musk of being a traitor, asking, are you comfortable with Elon showing these top secret plans to China? They just make this crap up. Watch.
I'm the crazy one at the table, but I'm actually comfortable with someone who's incredibly effective at putting small objects and large objects into orbit over China.
Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable with potentially Elon Musk showing these plans or giving intelligence to
You're just
China?
making that
I'm
up.
not. I am not. I am saying that is why, as Abby was saying, hold on, Abby, this is why Abby was saying it's on a need-to-know basis. It's a need-to-know basis because only a handful of people have this information. Not only that, I was a former Justice Department official up until 2 months ago, and I had a security clearance. What I will tell you is I was. Can you let the woman at the table, please?
Go ahead. You interrupted me. I was talking here. You interrupted me.
What I will tell you is that it is the Pentagon. What is happening here, and everyone needs to be scared, is Pentagon officials are sounding the alarm. This doesn't just happen on its own. This has happened because career officials within the Pentagon are terrified, and they believe that there is a conflict of interest. That is why it is in the New York Times, because I am sure they took it to the senior-most people within the White House and within the Pentagon, and they didn't do anything about it. And when people...
President Trump taking to Truth Social about this, saying the fake news added again, this time the failing New York Times, saying incorrectly that Elon's going to the Pentagon to be briefed potential war plans with China. How ridiculous. China will not even be mentioned or discussed. How disgraceful is it that the discredited media can make up such lies? Anyway, the story is completely untrue. Elon weighing in also, saying the New York Times is pure propaganda. Also, I look forward to the prosecutions of those at Pentagon who are leaking maliciously false info to the New York Times. They will be found. All of this, again, just because they're meeting about these programs, meeting about how to cut the Pentagon's budget. That's what this meeting was about. Look how quickly the entire establishment system just fell on their heads to try to stop this. In another story, Trump fulfilling his promise to shut down and dismantle the...
Yeah, so... A lot to unpack there. So, New York Times is coming out and making up this fake story. It's a lie. Maggie Haberman is one of the people that is putting this lie out there. She is a foreign agent. She and if she's writing things that are impacting our political system in America, and she's getting foreign money to do it, that is the very definition of a terrorist. Just like Judge Merchan is a terrorist. She is receiving money, and the military intelligence groups have talked about this. She's getting money, and I dare them to come at me. Please sue me. Try it. Intelligence groups are coming out and saying that she is getting foreign money. It's going into trust funds and offshore accounts to write these things. So that doesn't make her a reporter. That makes her a foreign agent. By the way, do you know who else is foreign agents? So we just saw CNN there. That chick is probably a foreign agent too. I do know that CNN is full of agents, that Anderson Cooper is a CIA agent. He is a Vanderbilt. He is not he changed his name so you wouldn't know that he was with one of the CIA families in America, the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts. The others escape me right now. The JP Morgans, Rothschilds. We see that they are assets. They are CIA agents. Anderson Cooper changed his name. He was a Vanderbilt. His mother was Gloria Vanderbilt, and he went to a CIA internship and then decided to be a journalist right after that internship. He is a CIA agent. The CIA totally controls the CNN. I call it the CIA News Network. It's got obvious CIA agents in it. That chick is probably one. I believe that's the reporter that was in the Oval Office that was signaling to Zelensky when he was doing his thing, trying to make Trump look bad in the Oval Office. So we've got leaking, and it may not even be leaking. It may just be straight up lies by Maggie Haberman and all these others from the New York Times. And they're going to get their comeuppance. The NSA knows about this. They know about her accounts. But what we have here is we have a situation where so many people are blackmailed and have to continue with their lies that they are going to go down with the ship. Mark my words, she's going to end up in jail, in prison. So let's see what else RJ Talks has to say here. This guy is awesome. He's got some more very good stuff in his report here.
Canada will beat the U.S. in a real war, saying Trump will go to war with Canada, and this is what you get for being a Trump voter, saying elections have consequences. Watch.
Grampy Trump, let's talk. First of all, you can't make Canada the 51st state without going to war with them. And let me explain how that happened, how that worked out the last time we tried to go to war with Canada. They burned the White House to the ground in 1814 and won the war. Canada beat us in the War of 1812. They probably like their chances against us. We're not going to beat them in a war because we have never been able to do that. You'd have to occupy a country that is equivalent of the size of the United States, in which the top 2/3 of it is uninhabited, frozen forest land that touches the Arctic. You know how that worked out when the Nazis tried that with Russia, which is the equivalent of Canada on that part of the world? We gonna lose. We don't have enough troops to occupy. They are a country of 39 million people who have about as many guns per capita as we do.
Let me know in the comments, does anyone believe these two? Is there anyone out there who takes this seriously? It's ridiculous. This morning, Peter Doocy of Fox asking Trump about Canada, specifically about if he's worried that it's too liberal a country, that it would be very blue, quote unquote, and could hurt.
Again, we've got the media. Joy Reid is so incredibly stupid. Is she and Don Lemon the product of public schools? Or is she just that stupid? Did you hear what she said? She said that Canada beat the United States in the War of 1812. That's how stupid this woman is. She is so full of crap that I can't believe this stupid broad was making millions of dollars and is this stupid. The War of 1812 was against England. It wasn't against Canada. I don't even think Canada existed then. She's so stupid. Then she talks about how the Nazis invaded Russia and how we would bog down. There's nothing. Yeah. That was before satellites and space-based weapons and other stuff too. But once you get to the Arctic Circle, Canada doesn't have anything. It's just all open land. And we the whole premise of invading Canada is so stupid. But then to talk about how they have more guns than we do, no, they don't. Pierre Trudeau just made them give up their guns, just made them illegal. So this is the morons, the idiots that we have in the media that are trying to spin this stuff and are working up the liberal zombie retards, libtards, into a frenzy. They've got them so crazy that they're out keying cars, throwing Molotov cocktails, doing domestic terrorism. You know, originally they were told that electric vehicles were good and we needed them for our carbon footprint because, and we needed to shut down all of our factories and electric generators and just go all solar and electric. So all of these libtards bought these electrical vehicles from Tesla. Now they're being told that they're bad and that they should be attacked. This is terrorism. So the media has done what they've done is this. They've election interference, and now they are whipping up the leftoid libtard zombies to scratch up, attack people with their vehicles. And what that does is it makes people not want to go anywhere with their cars. It is economic terrorism. It's terrorism. It's domestic terrorism. And these media news outlets are telling these people to do this stuff. This is going to come to a head. So, on this episode, I wanted to talk about the Maggie Haberman thing. She is a foreign agent. She is a terrorist. She will be thrown in jail eventually. So will, I don't know if Joy Reid's getting money from any foreign sources, but she is incredibly stupid. She just might be a case where she just has no morals and doesn't mind taking money to spew corporate lies. That's another thing too. You keep hearing them, these billionaires, they're the worst. They're Elon and Trump, just tax cuts for the billionaires. What about the billionaires that control MSDNC, all of the major news networks? They're billionaires. The billionaires in Hollywood that are financing the stuff that are leftoids. There's probably more billionaires working on the Democratic side than there are the MAGA side. MAGA is probably more down to earth, blue collar types. So this is not going to end well for them. This is all going to come to a head. All of this is being annotated. The domestic violence, the domestic terrorism. There's absolutely no way that what I see happening is, and on this channel, what I say is everybody should be their own intelligence analyst. They should take multiple areas of things of intelligence and create an intelligence mosaic. That's what intelligence agents and organizations do. What I see happening is this is eventually, as they run out of money and they are painted into a corner, they're going to get more violent. And what I suspect is going to happen is this. So be prepared for it. I suspect, and I've got a pretty good track record of predicting things that happen. What I see happening is they are eventually going to amass enough evidence on somebody like a John Podesta or a Barack Obama or a Hillary Clinton, and then they're going to go to arrest her. And that's when the protests and all the terrorism is going to happen. And that's when Trump and them are going to have to roll in with the National Guard and start making arrests. So be prepared for it. We're not quite at the storm yet, but it's coming. So if you've made it this far, I'm very sure I've earned your subscription. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next Ultra Top Secret.